it was Senate Bill 2554 this last session. It's to require all new single-family homes to be net zero energy capable by 2015. And that, of course, means that they're able to produce as much energy as they consume.
Sure.
And so I think that with collaboratively working with, the Sierra Club, Blue Planet Foundation, those guys, and on the business side, working with the private sector as well, and working with government, that we should be able to do this. One of the things that I'm proud of in my district, one of the developers out there, related to what I just spoke about, those two bills, is Gentry.
Mm-hmm.
They have built the homestead. It's called Kanahili in Kapolei, and all 300 homes will already have a portal for electric cars.
Wow.
And so it's nice to see developers that are stepping up to the plate like that and not having it mandated from government.
Right.
But they're seeing the future. They get the big picture. They see that electric vehicles are going to come here in a big way, and they're saying, okay, well, let's do this. It's an added cost, but it's really our way of getting involved and being responsible and doing that. So
Sure.
I've talked to some of the other developers and mentioned, hey, you guys going to be doing what yeah, we're looking at it. Yeah, so that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, the idea behind that is it's easier to get something like that in place at the outset rather than retrofitting something later. Right?
That's right. One of the other things, Duke, that disappointment for me this last session was the property assessed clean energy bill, or PACE.
PACE.
I don't know if maybe Jeff.
I'm familiar. Jeff did talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's?
Right now, from what my understanding is, it's at the federal level.
Mm-hmm.
Congress is Freddie Mae and Freddie Mac. They've got some current concerns at the federal level. I know that we got it through the Senate, and near the last day, a couple days of session, when our deadlines at the legislature, that the mortgage bankers and the bankers, they were a bit concerned about the lien being for your viewers out there, basically what it does, PACE, it's in 18 states now, so it's a proven entity. And basically what it allows people to do is to put on their PV system or whatever, and not have to pay the upfront cost,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that they could put it on their property tax bill, and then that way they can pay for it over time. And so it really makes sense. But the thing that the bankers didn't like was that, for example, if somebody goes belly up on their home,
Someone else is in line before.
right, right. So we're going to go back to the drawing table and sit down and talk with the mortgage bankers and see if there's some way, some compromise, or some way that we can do this, so that folks out there can have access to this. And again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier in the program: is it making it real? That makes it real.
Sure.
Right. And so it's ongoing battle. And I also wanted to mention that I was talking about the Blue Planet Foundation and their energy makeover. They're having, Jeff probably mentioned it, they're having another one this fall for condominiums.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
We didn't talk about that, yeah.
So again, see, and it's not just on community programming. They're buying the time to put it on one of the major stations,
Mm-hmm.
so that people will see that. And again, so raising that awareness is very, very important.
Okay. You're up for re-election.
I am.
On the other side, the governor is nearing the end of her term,
Yep.
and part of the clean energy initiative was, some people might say it was her sort of baby. And
Yeah.
do you think we've made enough progress towards some of the goals that are in the energy agreement, or?
As I said, I like to push the envelope, and I think we need to be more aggressive in certain areas. But I'm thankful that the governor partnered with the federal government to come up with the initiative, because it gets us committed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It gives us a goal, and then we got to work to reach that goal. Along
If we don't
with,
keep the momentum up,
that's right. That's right.
we could lose visibility.
That's what happened in the 70s, right? When we all talked about, okay, we got to get off of our foreign oil. And then when the gas prices went down, everybody went back to sleep. Okay, don't forget it.
Yeah.
And I remember I saw some clips of that, what happened, showed the gas lines and everything. It was a news clip, and everybody was excited. I remember Senator Noy, he was in this, and he's always been very supportive, but then the reality set in of those lower the oil prices going down, and we just kind of forgot. I just don't want to see that happen. And my feeling is, quite frankly, Duke, is that we have the critical mass this time around to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're too far along down this road, and that's why Hawaii Clean Energy Initiative is so important. I'm hopeful that our next governor, whoever that might be, will continue to push the envelope and make things happen along this line.
I'm very hopeful too.
Yeah.
Last legislative session, there was a bill, I can't recall the number, but it was intergovernmental wheeling.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with that bill?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the concept's been floated around. There's a docket
Right.
open before the PUC. It's sort of on hold right now, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on that.
It was one of those bills that we need to look at again. I remember it passing. There were members, some of my colleagues didn't like the retail, as far as the retailing part of it. They just wanted it limited to government agencies and stuff. So, and again, one of the things that I've learned at the legislature, Duke, is that it doesn't always happen in one session.
Sure.
And you can have the best bill ever. You can, and this has happened to me personally, where you craft that thing, you get people that come in and testify in favor of it, everything, and it doesn't go. And I was talking actually to one of my friends, one of the veterans who's been in there over 25 years, and he said, you know what? It's sometimes bad legislation can slip through in one session. You just scratch your head, and then sometimes good legislation takes 5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And this colleague of mine was saying, you did all the right things. You just bring it back next time, and you start again, and you just keep at it. And that's, to me, that was very good advice. And that's what we plan to do on the wheeling. That bill is net energy metering, all of these bills.
These could all be really
absolutely
critical in our goal to meet energy independence. Do you have any other thoughts on energy that you'd like to share?
Let's see. I think I've pretty much covered everything. And again, another part of what I was saying as far as the Clean Energy Initiative, part of a sidebar of what's happened with setting that goal. I was at an energy conference in Wyoming, and people were just saying, wow, you guys are, this is incredible what you guys are doing. You got mandated solar water heaters, and so my point is that people are looking at Hawaii as the model to follow. And I think that's really cool. And so if we can just keep that, as you were saying, Duke, that momentum going. In fact, at another conference up at the East-West Center, there were like 5 energy experts from across the country who came up to me individually and said, Rob, you got it. They didn't say Rob. They said, each one of them said separately, Hawaii could be the model for the rest of the world to follow. If you guys as an island state can just make this happen, to decrease your consumption of foreign oil and increase those clean renewables, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, other island countries, they will all be knocking on your door saying, hey,
how'd you guys figure it out?
How'd you guys figure it out?
Yeah.
How did you guys do this? How were you able to get that through your parliament or your legislation, whatever country they come from, And so that's my goal right now, is just to, again, keep working collaboratively with everyone and making sure we listen to people, and then doing our best to put it all into action.
Well, Senator Gabbard, thank you very much for coming down and sharing your thoughts with us. It's been a real pleasure, and I hope you come back again soon.
I hope so too. Thank you, Duke.
And good luck this fall.
Thank you very much. Aloha.